Hello everyone and welcome to my Eruption of Shame for the December 2021. So another month is gone and we have more games to look at. Now as usual this series or this thing will go through looking at the Humble Bundle games and the Prime games to see if their bundles are worth it this month. Give a brief overview of what's included and whether they're any good or not. But before we get started, I just want to remind everyone of a video that came out that obviously didn't have as many keywords that ting people's messages. Yogscast Jingle Jam is on at the moment, and it's a charity event where you donate money to British charities, and you get a boatload of games. So, yeah, there's loads of games, and there's another video on the channel, which I'll put a card to in the top corner. To show you, which covers a bunch of games, including one that's included in this, which is interesting. Including one that is included in the Humble Bundle. So, yeah, if you like large amounts of games for a decent price, you might want to look at that video to see if it's actually worth your while. So, yeah, there's a bunch of really good charities down here. So, yeah. Now let's get back into what we were actually talking about. So, the Humble Bundle for this month. I looked at it at first, and I was like, I went through a series of emotions for this Humble Bundle. First of all, I was like, ooh, a couple of those games I have on my wish list, which is fantastic. So I have Enzo on my wish list, I have the Survivalist on my wish list, and there was one other one I think I had on my wish list, but I just don't remember which one. But yeah, and as you saw before from them, I was like, ooh, I own one of these games. And I was like, oh, Fling to the Finish. Well, actually, that's fine. Because that means I can give Fling to the Finish to someone to play with. Now, in this list, there's a bunch of games I'm excited about, and it got games that I don't really care about. So let's go into it and see if this one's worth it. So first one is Maneater. Now, if you haven't heard of Maneater, just I'm so sorry. Maneater is fantastic. It is a game where you play a shark, and you get to eat things.
Hi, my name is Trip Westhaven. Recently, I've been asking questions. Some would say too many questions. I've followed the clues and can tell you with 100% certainty that reality, as we know it, is a hoax. All of this is the deliberate, meticulously crafted illusion of a shadowy cabal of extraterrestrial elites. Well, since my perception reboot, I've been waiting for a champion to free humanity and usher in a new state of global consciousness. I think that champion has arrived.
So you play an overly, crazily augmented magical shark beast that is just great. So yeah, you get to play as a shark and you get to eat things. I'm not sure why they had the Truth Wanted DLC there as the trailer that they included, because I don't think they include this as the part of the as part of the Humble Choice. They don't seem to include this. Now, this game was an Epic exclusive for a time, and I've already played it because I did kowtow and get it on Epic because it was a shark game about eating things. How could I not? I'm actually happy to have it on Steam, though, because that means I'm more likely to buy DLC just at a whim. So that's good. So I'm okay with having this in the bundle. If you haven't played Maneater, it's very much an idle game, an indie game, but damn, it is fun for a bit. If you like just random arcadey fun, power imbalances, and munching on people, oh yeah, this is great. It's really cool stuff. You can hunt humans, you can hunt other sharks, you can hunt fish, and yeah, it's really cool. So next one, Mordhau. So Mordhau is a third-person multiplayer slasher. Now, this is the one I'm less excited about because I'm not really a massive fan of multiplayer games. They don't mean anything to my mountain. They're just there, basically. That being said, if you do like this sort of stuff, it looks pretty good. It's got some beautiful art style, some interesting gameplay looking stuff. Is it up to you? Is something you like? I don't know. Personally, for me, this is one game in the bundle that I was like, but that's okay. Next one is Enzo. Now, Enzo is another game I was really looking forward to. I think I set my wish list on it back in early access. I hadn't realized that it came out fully, but yeah, it is a city builder in the apocalypse, in a similar vein to Surviving the Aftermath.
Earth used to be our home. Until the nuclear catastrophe plunged it into chaos. Only few of us were able to flee to large bunker complexes.
Vaults, gotcha.
I was born there. I grew up in darkness.
Oh god, even the music sounds vaguely
After 150 years, we finally returned to the surface of the Earth.
Legally distinct, however.
At the beginning, it all came down to surviving. We began to store water and stock up on what was absolutely necessary. It looked as if our preparations were going to pay off. But the planet has changed.
Radiation has become an invisible, deadly companion. Droughts and sandstorms plague us time and again.
Ooh, that sounds cool.
Consequences of the drastic destruction of our environment. But we weather these dangers. We forge ahead to make this world bearable again. And look with curiosity toward the future.
So yeah, this game's always something
We have
I've
created
wanted.
a new home for ourselves in order to lead a happy life. And yet, no peace lasts forever.
Ooh, bad guys on
Some
horizon.
survivors envy our hard-won prosperity. We won't allow our success to be simply taken away from us. We have to act. And we'll overcome this threat too.
Between the disasters,
Not only for ourselves,
survivors,
but to give our descendants a
the
true
art style looks really good, doesn't it?
We will live on. It's up to you to build our future.
So yeah, Endzone. I was really excited about this when I first saw it. So I'm glad to see it come to the Humble Bundle. I think this alone is probably what would make me want to claim it if I could. And I will, because I can, and I will, because I shall. But yeah, I love city builders, as you're probably aware. This will, however, mean I'll have 2 of these sort of games on my Mountain of Shame, because a couple of weeks ago, I did buy Surviving the Aftermath before it came out of early access. So I was going to play it, but then I didn't. So it's perfect. It's already on my Mountain of Shame. It's already shameful. It's fine. So it'd be interesting if I could play both of these side by side. Maybe I'll purposely play them side by side and see which one's better. But I don't know. Like, really cool. I definitely want this one. Next one is Beyond the Wire. So Beyond the Wire is another multiplayer game. It looks really cool, but without that story element, without that ability to play through a campaign, I just... Historical shooters they aren't my thing unless they've got something more to them besides that. Now, once again, this feels like the idea of what you'd want with, say, Battlefield, the originals, and, you know, when it was old and you could have, like, massive dogfights of lots of people fighting at once. And that's exactly what this is. 50v50 battles, that's fairly impressive. The graphics look fairly impressive. It's just... without any story, I don't know how I'm going to get engaged. So, I'll claim it, but... yeah. Next one, Partisans. Now, this one, I looked at it and I was like, huh. Okay, is this going to be another multiplayer game? No, it's not. It's actually a Commando style game, actually. So it's similar to Commandos, but it apparently adds more to the formula. It says at the bottom, with base building elements, which sounds fairly interesting. So there must be a lot more progression and RPG mechanics that go into maybe making your characters more powerful over time, etc. But the gameplay itself looks very similar to the old school Commandos games. There was another game that came out in the Humble Bundle just a little while ago. It was like, oh, what's it called? But yeah, there was another game which just literally was just out. It just came out in the Humble Bundle a few months ago. I don't know if it was before or after it was covered here. But it was Shadow Tactics, which is basically ninjas, which is pretty fantastic. And does the Commando formula quite well. There's also Desperados 3. I don't know if that one's came out in the Humble Bundle yet. I don't think it has, but that's another Commando style game. If you don't know what a Commando style game is, you generally get a small selection of people, each with their own abilities and their own ability to, well, do stuff, essentially. So basically there's a list of these people. They'll go around, be stealth, and they'll generally be able to hopefully knock people out strategically and safely without having anyone lose out. So yeah, this one looks like it's going for more of a RPG mechanic and a little bit more of an XCOM sort of like change out the loadout sort of feel. But yeah, it looks pretty good. Next one is the Survivalist. This was the second game I had on my wish list. Versus, it's made by the same people as the prison game, which now I'm blanking on the name of, but you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. Now, honestly, this actually excites me a lot more than the prison game ever actually did. It's always been a dream of mine to have a game that just survive on a desert island, but nothing's done very well. Now, that being said, I don't think this is going to scratch that itch entirely, because it's clearly a little bit more to it than just surviving. It's a little bit, yeah, blocky and stuff, but still, I am quite happy to have another attempt at survival games on an island, so that's good. I mean, Ark sort of did well, it just was full of dinosaurs, which, yeah, anyway, still, pretty cool. There was actually a game I played when I was a kid, because back before Humble and Steam were a thing, where you could just get a billion random games just by going to the 99-cent section of Steam or by picking up a bundle. There's a game, I don't even remember what it was, but it was like a 3D sort of like island survival thing, and it started off rather strong, but very quickly fell apart as the glitches rose. But that's about the only real like full-on survival on an island thing I've really seen as much. And there's been a few since, like a few of the more modern survival games have like islandish elements, like Raft has a few islands, but it's not really the same. So I don't know, maybe it's just something that needs to be looked at more. Now, next one, the Kuna. This is one I've never actually heard of. It looks almost like Laguna, but no, it's the Kuna. I have never heard of this game. Its art style, however, looks fantastic. I love the pixel art style. It looks like this story. It looks like it's a beautiful world. I have no idea what this is, but it actually looks really engaging, so I was quite happy to have this on there. Also, how can it be 100% but also very positive? If it was 100%, wouldn't it be overwhelmingly positive? Okay. I Ate Doors. Now, this is another one which I've never heard of before. It's kind of got a very generic name. However, as you can see, it is a story-driven Metroidvania-style action game, so it is going to be very hard and very unforgiving. A lot of people love these sort of games, though, so if you're looking at this and being like, then you're probably right on board. I will add it to my mountain, I will play it, and I'll give it a good go. But chances are I will not finish this game. Still, always happy to have a variety of genres in the Humble Bundle, so that's good. Now, Greek. Once again, I'm not entirely sure what this is. It says the single-player game with hand-drawn animations. It looks like it is a platformer of some kind, probably with story. This could either be very good or very bad, based on the quality and how much storyline is going to be there. I personally don't like games where they do the abstract. So I do hope it actually has some narration and story. I suppose one way to find out would be to look at the trailer and see what sort of stuff they have there. So let's go back and have a look at that trailer shortly.
Rated E10 for ages 10 and up.
So if it's got a narrator, we might actually have a narrator, at least. This isn't looking... I mean, it's looking good, don't get me wrong, but... Considering there's no narrator, and every noise we've heard from so far is I'm guessing it won't have a large amount of, like, actual story, or more implicit storytelling, which is fine. There's a few games I've played like that which are quite good. It does look good still. Oh, character swapping, that's interesting mechanic. Wonder if that means it's got co-op as well. Don't get me wrong, this looks fine. I really do like when story is actually... Yeah, this looks good though. Like, the art choices are amazing. I love the depth in their 2D, and I hope they intersperse this animation in with the rest of it forever, for the whole thing. But no, that looks interesting, so nothing wrong with that. Fair enough. Link to finish now. This one, when I first saw I owned it, I was like, oh, that must mean it's really cheap. Because I've been buying a bunch of really cheap games recently, and I've been afraid that that's going to be cannibalizing what I get in the Humble Bundle. But then I realized that's a good thing. Not that it cannibalizes it, but that I know it cannibalizes it. If I buy a bunch of games for like $5 or less, and then they get thrown in the Humble Bundle, yeah, that's not good. For people who are trying to do the Humble Bundle. Yes, I'm okay with these games can be cheaper down the line, but if you're going to get them on a Humble Bundle, they should be higher. Which is why I was happy to find out that this one actually came from the, once again, Yogscast Jingle Jam. So, the good thing about this is it is a co-op game, it is a multiplayer game, and basically this means that I can now give this to someone who'll actually play with me. So that means, hey, maybe I'll be able to actually play it. Because that is the one downside of having a multiplayer game like this given out in a bundle. If you don't have another copy of it, it's very hard to play with your friends. Either they've got to buy the bundle too, or, you know, whatever. Here, though, if I can just give a copy away to a friend so I can actually play it, maybe I'll actually get a chance to give it a go. I might even put it on my mountain with the hope that I will find someone to play it with, or we'll be able to give someone to play it with, but yeah. Okay, Touhou. Now... I do appreciate the beautiful fish-based art style. I do appreciate the zoomed-in stuff. I love point-and-click adventures. If I were Jungle, I'd use a Moloch here. Oh dear. So it does have a bunch of stories. It looks like Pipe Dream. A bunch of puzzles. That looks like Pipe Dream, to be honest, which is interesting. But yeah, beautiful looking world. Almost getting Deponia vibes in that shot. But, yeah. Look, it just looks good. It looks good. Nothing too special there. Nothing too crazy there. It just looks good. And I believe finally is Voidigo. Now, Voidigo, when I looked it up, it said it was a roguelike game. So, roguelike bullet hell. And quite frankly, I'm okay with that. This is my favorite genre of games these days, roguelikes. I always have fun with them, so this is a fantastic addition to the bundle. Overall, I am pleasantly surprised by this bundle. I reckon I won't be the only person who already owns Maneater. However, I also probably won't be the only person who's perfectly happy to have it on Steam. Mordhau is quite popular, so that's a good one. If you maybe they want more things going up, more people getting into it. Enzo, amazing. So yeah, basically, I'm not too bad with this. Like, there's like, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least. Oh, 6, sorry, that I'm really pretty happy about receiving. And then you've got only a little bit I've already gotten before and one that I can use again. So, yeah, no, this is a fine bundle for me. I don't see any issues with it. I always love a little bit of variety. So, there's that. Alright, so next is Prime. So, games for Prime, once again, they've done two things here. First of all, they've made it look bigger than it is. As you can see, a lot of these games are just Tales of Monkey Island. Like, all the parts of it. Apart from that, though, there are some really good games here. There are, once again, 4 games which are given out on other platforms, which is probably what people prefer anyway. But once again, they're doing that. Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. I mean, who doesn't love a good Need for Speed game? Sometimes that's on Origin. Football Manager on Epic. Frostpunk on GOG. And Journey to the Savage Planet on GOG. Now, Journey to the Savage Planet was even on my wish list. So while usually Prime games are sort of just like throwaways that like, you know, I'm okay to get, I suppose. They're just random games I've never heard of, which is even better. Journey to the Savage Planet is actively on my wish list. So this is the first time that a game on Amazon Prime has actually been on my wish list. It's something I actually wanted. Morkrid I own, though. Spellcaster University I backed on Kickstarter. YouTuber's Life I also own. All Tales of Monkey Island I own. Subs Zombie I own. In fact, that one was given out via a Humble Bundle or something just recently. So, for me personally, this selection of games isn't phenomenal. Like, But, I'm never going to look at Gift Force and the Mouse. Now, and let's go over and look at some of these games, see if you like to look at them. So the first one is Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. Now, this is a remake of a game, an older game that was released in 2020. So its graphical style may have been mildly improved, and maybe its gameplay, maybe it's updated to more modern systems. Personally, this is not one of my favorite Need for Speeds, Hot Pursuit. It was back when they were still doing like on racetrack stuff. It wasn't really as engaging to me as Underground. That being said, I have not tried the remastered version, and I have not played it since I was a kid. So maybe this will scratch the right itch when it comes to arcadey driving games. So yeah, nothing wrong with receiving that one. A little bit of a shame it's on Origin, but that's to be expected. Next one is Football Manager 2021. This one was on Epic once again. Honestly, I am happy to see it actually has some art there, some actual stuff showing, because one manager I think I even found Fly Mountain, but I didn't post the video because it was literally just spreadsheets and no sound. It's just spreadsheets and no sound. What was that game? Do I even have it on my list of videos I didn't record? Yes, it was called East Side Hockey Manager. First of all, it plastered my name all over it, which was annoying. Ignored my attempts to stop it from plastering my name. Had no music and no graphics. So I'm guessing, though, this being Football Manager will be a little bit more high budget. So I'm guessing it will have music. I'm guessing it will have narrators. I'm guessing it will have some stuff. So who knows? There's a real following for this. I have both Football Manager 2020 and 2021 now. So I'm not sure where I got 2020 from. I think it might be in a Humble Bundle along the way. But I guess I'm going to have to play it eventually, and we'll see if it's any good. So, yep, on to the mountain. Next one is Frostpunk. Now, this is a game that I did buy and I did love, and I'm perfectly happy that is coming to this bundle as well. And I'm even happier knowing that it's actually coming out as a proper key for something. Now, Frostpunk has been given out a lot of places recently, I believe it was also given away in a bundle as well. And essentially, that's because they just announced the second one. That being said, this first one is fantastic. It's only been released in 2018, so it's not that long ago, but it's a really good game. You'll go through and you'll still have to make some choices. There's no good outcome to Frostpunk. Everything is so serious and so high stakes that essentially there is no good outcome. You either become a group of religious zealots or you become a group of fascists. There is no positive outcome to surviving the endless winter. So, if you wish to see how your morality goes, if you're able to survive, it's a shame there isn't a way you can survive being good, but I'm guessing that'd be stupidly hard and would be difficult. As technically the religious group isn't as bad as the fascists, but they're still both pretty terrible. So still, Frostpunk, interesting concept, great game. Before it was given away on bundles, it very rarely went on a full special. So yeah, you may not actually have this game if you haven't decided to play full price. Journey to Savage Planet. Now this one, just watch this. Just watch this.
I'd like to welcome you to your destination, wherever that may be.
It really gives
We're
me
65 to
vibes.
70% sure you'll be welcomed with open arms. Let your pioneering spirit guide you as you set foot on a previously unexplored world. So scan and log everything you discover. Remember though that we can only afford enough fuel for a one-way trip. So get out there and good luck.
Yeah, it just looks like crazy, just fun with this random beautiful world you get to explore, creatures, you get to go around scanning stuff. This seems like if No Man's Sky was done properly in the first place, and each planet was actually unique, it feels like Journey to the Savage Planet would be what you'd want in life. If you could have all things right, you'd want to explore a planet like this. So yeah, but that being said, obviously not exactly possible given that No Man's Sky is randomized and such. You'd have to really sculpt the universe for that, which means you need to limit where you can and can't land, and you have to do all sorts of things. But still, it's got a very similar aesthetic. It also has a very similar aesthetic to our good old friends, what's it called? The Outer Worlds. It looks very similar to that as well, though slightly less story and no cities or anything. But still, this one was on my wish list, and I am incredibly happy to have it out now. As an item I got from from Prime. In fact, given that it's still $45 in Australia, Journey to Savage Planet, that's a fantastic pickup. More cred. Yeah, it's dark, it's linear, and it's probably horror. When I saw this, I was like, oh shit, I don't want this on my mountain. And I realized where it was on my mountain, and it was like, okay. So yeah, it looks interesting. Physics co-op puzzle game. Will it be good? I don't know, but it's included. It's only $7.50 value. Oh, sorry, not $7.50. It's $30 value. But I have seen this one go on pretty deep specials before as well. So yeah. Next one is Spellcaster University. This was a Kickstarter game. It went through its early access period and came out the other side very positive, which honestly is pretty hard to do. So this is not a throwaway game, I don't believe. I haven't played it yet. I should. I've literally got a student in the game. But, I'm happy they're giving it out everywhere. At the moment, they gave it out in a bundle, and now they're giving it out on Amazon. They just didn't want everyone to play it, which is fair. Makes me wonder if they're playing another Kickstarter campaign, because often a good thing to do if you've got something like this is you use your first game to build up your reputation for your second game, and then when you do your second game, you get a lot more backing on this, so that's good. So if you're wondering why I'm yawning so much, technically I woke up really early this morning, and it's currently only 5:19 a.m. Whereas usually I wake up about this time, but we usually would be talking at this time, but I've got work today, so you know how it is. Speaking of, next one is YouTuber's Life. Now, I love Cariosoft style games. I really do love Cariosoft style games. So I jumped all over this when it first came out. That being said, it does look like there's been some progress. I only played through a few of the actual things. I went for the gaming one because that's what I understood more. But there's 3 or 4 different distinct pathways you can travel through. It's kind of corny.
Peggy.
It's kind of fun. So yeah, you network, you make videos. It's completely unrealistic. You end up in a bloody mansion. Fair enough. But yeah, no, I quite enjoy it. it dipped in terms of reviews for a while there. It was very positive, then it dipped to mostly. I think it actually dipped even lower than mostly for a time, and now it's came back up again. I don't know if there's been patches for it or what. This one's clearly being given out because the second one's coming out at some point. Once again, trying to use the first game to get the second one. So yeah, I played through gaming, and I think I started on music. I haven't tried cooking. In fact, I don't think cooking was out when I last played it, and I think maybe there was fashion. I don't know, but I feel like I probably should go back and play more than just gaming. But the problem is, I'll go back to play gaming first, and then I want to play the others as well. Look, that's the thing. As far as replayability goes, yes, there is some overlap between the channels, but I really appreciate the fact they really gave you choice and made them at least a mechanical difference between what each of these different channel types meant. So I'm actually quite happy about that. If you don't have YouTuber's Life, it's a fairly cool pickup in this thing here as well. Okay. Now, the second one though, I am afraid this is going to see. Yeah, oh, there he is, PewDiePie. Yeah, I'm afraid that this is going to go far too down the road of like YouTuber's Life 1 did have a few references to like famous YouTubers, but it was still not so bad that it became the focus. I really, really hope that YouTuber's Life 2 continues to just be a good tycoon-y game and doesn't just like rely on quote-unquote famous people from YouTube to sell it. I don't see the point, but that's just me. Oh, and apparently it is out as well, so it has been very positive. Hey, maybe I'll pick it up at some point on a sale, because I mean, I did like the original. If it's still good, maybe it's something to do a shameless dive into. I did enjoy the original. Maybe I should just play the original some more. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Yeah, see, look at all that. Meet PewDiePie, blah, 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 blah. New extras over the way. Get their exclusive rewards to boost your channel. Yeah, it sounds like they're basically making, you becoming the, like, the protege of these YouTubers as the main point, so I'm not sure how I feel about that. I do like the idea. It looks more open worldy. I still like the idea, so yeah. I really hope it's got some of the same style of the old one. Now, the next game is Stubbs the Zombie. This game has also recently been given out. However, it's also only been recently added to Steam. I know it says their release date 2005. However, this version only came this year or last year. It hasn't been on Steam for very long. In fact, before then, it was pretty much impossible to play Stubbs the Zombie. So, I wanted it on Good Old Games for ages, and it just wouldn't come out. And it had some weird stuff in there where it could, like, sound, and you had to install a third-party sound thing, etc. Look, the game is really cool. It's got a bunch of unique settings. Like, basically, you go from the city to, like, a farmhouse. You go up to a dam, and you piss in the dam as a boss fight. You do a dance-off with the police commissioner. There's so much charm and greatness to this game. It's kind of basic. You earn powers over time, just like you would any sort of this sort of game. But you don't actually get any more powerful. You just get more abilities. So it's kind of very basic in that regards. But it's good. It's got a good storyline, good humor. Best thing is, Stubbs isn't doing this out of malice. He's always got a simple thing on his mind. Whether it's, oh, I'd like to, I found that girl cute, I'm going to go talk to her, to, oh, I'm just really busting. So there's never any really malice in this guy, but he is causing a zombie uprising, so, The last one in the Amazon Prime free games is Tales of Monkey Island Complete Season. Now, once again, Telltale has went under and may have came back. I don't know. It's sort of like confusing. Nothing's been released yet, but it does look like they may have came back now. But Tales of Monkey Island, basically Telltale took what they made for Sam and Max, and they sort of put it on all their other games. So they released a bunch of these Tales of Monkey Island games, and then they made The Wolf Among Us, and then they took that evolution and sort of threw it on a billion other things like Walking Dead, etc., etc. So these, if you know Telltale, you know what you're getting into with Tales of Monkey Island. Now, is this as good as the original? God, no. Is it worse than that terrible Escape from Monkey Island, the fourth one that was like 3D, etc.? Oh no, it's much better than that. It's got a few things which are a bit tongue-in-cheek and a bit like painful. Like, they obviously reuse models and modify things, and just like, it's clearly a Telltale game. But it's not bad. It's more Telltale than it is Monkey Island. Let's just put it that way. But as a Monkey Island fan and as a Telltale fan, I think it did an okay job. And if you like this sort of stuff, that's how they're padding the bundle this time. As you can see, if you go back to the main page, it should just be one entry. Instead, they've given it 5. So, okay, it's fine. I'm not going to judge, I suppose. But that is the end of the Prime section. So now I've looked through Humble, which I thought was pretty good. Prime, which also surprisingly good. There are a few bundles I'd like to quickly spotlight. First is this Digitized Tabletop bundle. Now, I was thinking it was going to be like that previous one they released the month before, but no. This one is more like all the dungeon, all the roguelike card games you can possibly ask for, because that is the best way of porting over a bunch of different kinds of board games. Obviously got Talisman, which I did have on my Mountain of Shame. Wait, I don't remember if it's coming out or has came out. It surely came out. How long ago did I do that? Talisman. Yeah, Talisman came out about maybe a week or two ago. Yeah, Talisman came out a week or two ago, so you can watch that right now. None of these other ones. I also had 100% Orange Juice, but I've already played that, so I won't be playing it again on Mountain of Shame. But I did get all of these other games on my Mountain of Shame as brand new games, and I'm looking forward to giving them a try when they come up. Next one is Best of Sandbox. Now, I did not buy this box because I already own Kerbal Space Program. I already owned Battle Accurate Simulator. I backed Space Haven on Kickstarter. I already own Universal Sandbox, so there was no reason for me to actually buy this one. But if you like this sort of like Kerbal Space Program, is really good if you're able to do it. And Space Haven, well, I haven't actually played it yet, but it just was really engaged. Look, it really looked cool when I got it. And I think this one, yeah. I haven't bought this one either, just because I only owned the Necronomicon. I think I own Darkside Detective. I am 99% sure I own Chicken Assassin. But, like, there's a lot of interesting, unique, different games here. A little bit like crazy, like deep-fried meme sort of games. So if you like this sort of stuff, maybe pick it up as well. It's not too much to get the bundle. And yeah, it looks relatively interesting. Like, I just bought Chicken Assassin because, in fact, I bought Chicken Assassin, right? I didn't just wishlisted it, right? Maybe I will have to buy this. Let's see, Chicken Assassin. Yeah, see, I own Chicken Assassin. That's what I thought, and I definitely own Necronomicon. So yeah, I won't be buying this bundle, but still, I thought it would be worth doing. And once again, the best bundle currently out is well, this one, filled with games. So the Jingle Jam, it's out, it's good. Yeah. So thank you for joining me today on my Eruption of Shame, where I get a bunch of new games added to my mountain every month. Very happy to once again add a bunch of new things to my bundle and a bunch of things I'm excited to play and probably won't play because then I'll forget about it. Go on my bundle, on my Mountain of Shame, and I'll pick it up randomly like, oh yeah, I got this in the Humble bundle. Or, you know, whatever. Anyway, thank you for joining me on my Eruption of Shame. Have a good holiday season, everyone. I hope everything goes well. I have already recorded videos all the way up to New Year's, essentially. So even if I was to die in a horrific car crash, I'd still be able to upload these videos where no one would probably watch them. But you know, they're coming, stuff. Either way, thank you, and I'll look forward to continuing this series once again in It's January for the first bundle of 2022. Yeesh. How quickly did that year go? Whew. Thank you all.